Hi guys, in this week's lesson I'm going to talk about tritone substitutions and how you can use those in 2-5-1s as a way to get a new color. Tritone substitution is a good way to get a new sound out of dominants in 2-5-1 cadences, because it gives you a completely different chords that you can play in place of the dominant that's already there. So just to go over what that is, all my examples in this lesson are in the key of G, and 2-5-1 in the key of G major would be this, A minor 7, D7, G major 7. And if we look at the D7, like this, like a shell voicing, you'll notice that this dominant, which is the A flat 7, or tritone away, has the same 3rd and 7th, just turned around, just switch around. So you can switch these two chords around, and that means that we have the option to play this instead. So we have a different cadence that we can use as a variation, or maybe even as a reharmonization, depending on what notes are in the melody on that part of the piece. So that gives us some colors. It's very closely related to playing an altered dominant, in fact, which kind of would be this. You can see that that's also like playing a tritone substitution with the original root and the bass almost. So that's what it is. The next thing we can look at is what scales can we use on it. Just for reference, the cadence, you might use this G major scale. And the first thing that we could use on an A flat 7, if you saw my lesson on Lydian dominants, you'll notice that this is actually a dominant that doesn't resolve a 5th down or a 4th up. So one of the first scale choices you have is to play the Lydian dominant scale, which in this case would be the E flat minor melodic scale. So that scale will fit really well. That would be this. And you might also notice that that is in fact the same as playing D7 altered. So we have that option. Another option is to say, well, this A flat 7 is the dominant in the key of D flat major. So we can use that scale too. That would be this one. So because we have the only difference between the two is actually whether you have a D or a D flat, and the D flat is a bit further away from the key. So playing D flat major will be a little bit further away than actually playing a Lydian dominant scale in this case. So we have those scales, and the next thing you want to look at is what kind of arpeggios can you use on it. And the way you find arpeggios, I think I've explained that in other lessons too, is if we start with the arpeggio of the chord itself, so we're playing A flat 7, so that would be an A flat 7 arpeggio. If we take the arpeggio from the 3rd, so we're just going to move up in diatonic thirds in the scale, we get a C half diminished, which will work quite well. And after that we get E flat minor major. And after that we'll get an G flat major 7 sharp 5. So we already have a few arpeggios that we can sort of employ on it. And they'll all pretty much sound like the chord, because they're sort of only moved away from it a bit, a few thirds, which will still have a few common notes or important common notes with this chord. I only did this in the E flat melodic minor scale. We can do the same in D flat major, but the only difference is whether we have a D or a D flat. So now that we've covered what scales and what arpeggios you can use on the chord, let's just do a few 2-5-1 examples where I use the chord. So the examples are all going to be like A minor 7, A flat 7 to G major 7. And the first one sounds like this. So what's going on? Well, the A minor 7 part, I'm using the arpeggio from the 5th, so that's an E minor 7 arpeggio. Then I'm just running down the scale. And then I'm playing, just to keep it simple, I'm actually just playing an A flat 7 arpeggio. But I'm playing it in a sequence, so I'm playing it like... And after that I run down the scale. And then I encircle the 5th of G major. Or approach it with chromatic leading notes. The second example sounds like this. So basically this is all an inversion of a C major 7 arpeggio. And then it sort of turns into like an E minor pentatonic thing at the end. So that's for the A minor. For the A flat 7, I'm using the D flat major scale, so I'm playing an E flat minor 7 arpeggio, and then I'm running down the scale and resolving to the 3rd of G major 7. The third example sounds like this. So what's going on? The A minor part is first the shell voicing from E minor. So we have this, and then I go up the scale, and then I play an A minor triad in the first inversion with a leading note. On the A flat 7 I'm playing, which is a G flat major 7 sharp 5 arpeggio in a pattern, and then I'm running down a C minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio, and then I resolve that to the 5th of G, which is a D. So that was a short introduction to what a tritone substitution is, and a bit of a demonstration on how you can use it. I hope you can use the lines as an inspiration to make your own lines on it, and use this in your jazz solos or improvisations. If you like the lesson, then feel free to like it here on YouTube, and of course you can subscribe to my channel. There's also a PDF of the examples that you can download via my website, and on my website you can of course also subscribe to my newsletter if you want to stay up to date with new lessons or other things that are happening. If you have any comments or suggestions, then feel free to leave them here on the video, or connect with me on Google Plus or Twitter or Facebook and let me know there. It's always nice to hear what you guys think about the lessons, and also if you have any comments or suggestions for things I can do lessons on or something like that. So until next week, thank you for watching.